Okay, Guam. So when I check on the Wikipedia, they say the sovereign state is USA, and it's pretty much, let's say, accurate. United States have a huge interest in these islands, more specifically for the military purpose, especially with the coming war, let's call it like that. So that's the Guam. You can see it in the North Pacific, I think you can situate it. Yeah, it's Northern Pacific ocean place it, let's call it that. So as always, we're gonna look first at the population to have some context, and then some data about economics and corruption, if don't think we have that much, and a bit of the history, and then we're gonna move to the main event of the video, that would be how those people actually live. And we're gonna check that with Google Street View and some 360s. Now let's start with the population. 168,000 people, as you can see here, and you can see growing rate is pretty much, let's say, all over the place. The projection was from going down in the near future. Now you can see a spike up exactly in the pandemic, so probably a lot of people just come back. I'm not sure exactly why or how it happened, but we can here just to have some context, nothing more. Now, 1955, around 65,000 people were living in Guam, on this island, with the yearly change around 1%. That would be like 660 people. Migration on the minus 1,000 people. Median age around 23 years old, and one of those nonsense, fertility rate 6.2. Urban population 45%, let's call it like that. Fast forward to 2025, 168,000 people, so they just more than double. They add another 100,000 people in this period. Now the growing rate is around 0.73%. That would be like roughly 1,200 people per year. Migration is still on minus. Now, when I look at the migration, as you can see here, with a few exceptions of those parts, you can see pretty much migration on minus. So things are not going that well there, I would say. Median age around 32 years old. Fertility rate much more manageable, 2.7. And the urban population just pretty much 98%, 0.8. That's pretty much 100% in my opinion. Now, in 2050, they're going to project the population is going to be around 191,000 people. So just under 200,000 people. Growing rate goes down again at 0.4%. That will be like 755 people, they estimate. Migration still on minus 277. So again, things are going, let's say, they project on going on the same path. Median age around 35 years old. Fertility rate around 2.1. Again, much more manageable. And urban population, they say they're gonna go down a bit, like 97. That'll be interesting to see. Life expectancy in Guam, again, it's pretty much one of those paradise islands, let's call it like that. We're gonna check that. 78, let's call it, for both sexes, and females around 82 and males around 74. Not a huge difference between males and females, but still quite notable, let's call it like that. Infant mortality rate 9.7 and death under the age of 5 11.4. Those numbers doesn't suggest a great medical system. Clearly they have to work on that, but it could be worse from what we see in other countries. But still, the medical system not great, I would say. Pyramid of the Guam in 2020, you can see a huge male surplus compared with the female, and that keeps pretty much from the entire life, at least from the first and second age, middle age, let's call it. So after 64, 62, around that, you're gonna see some female surplus, but until then it's just pretty much male surplus. Economic wise, well, GDP, purchasing power, they call it here, 5.8 billion estimated. I don't think that's way too small. What was interesting here was GDP per capita, PPP, keep in mind this is PPP, around 35,000 US dollars, which it's not small, it's not big in the same time. Unemployment rate also, I have to look at that. And in unemployment rate, where that was, because I think I saw it at some point. Income and unemployment right here. Unemployment rate 4.5% in 2017. Not so bad, not so worst. Again, this is 2017 data, so not a huge amount of the data, I would say here, but not that bad either. At the same time, if you can understand. So corruption level here. Now, economic wise, I don't understand why they didn't give us some more data. Let's see, Guam. Maybe we can have from here some more data. Yeah, I don't think they didn't that were. So GDP nominal in 2019 they estimate around 6.3 billions, and per capita nominal $37,000. So actually it is pretty good. Ever said $37,000 per capita nominal for such a small population. Also, that's interesting to keep in mind. It's going to be interesting to see how those people, because for this much money you can see, okay, they're doing pretty well, but a lot of people also going out the country, so that suggests that things are not going exactly how do we expect. Now, corruption, we don't have exactly corruption, but I estimate pretty much the same, especially with the US influence, same as in America, same in this region. Not a huge one, but they are perceived, I would say, as less corrupt country. I would estimate between 50 and 70, around that place. So probably from 60 and 70, around that I will estimate, but we're gonna see. Well, as a history, I don't think we need to say that much. As you can see here, was pretty much US territory for a while, especially after World War II. Still remain even today. There was part at some point of the Spanish, but that was kind of a long time ago, so I don't think they're gonna keep some influence, a lot of influence from that, especially like I said, with the US influence right now. I believe you're gonna see much more United States island than a Spanish one, but we're gonna start with that. So now we're gonna start in the southern part of the island. Again, this is the island, not a huge one, not a small one either. Extremely important in military perspective, especially for the United States. So that also is gonna play a huge role in the future, I would say. This is from 2024. The quality, I don't think is that great, but still, at least we have something to work with that. Roads, pretty good. Paved roads, nice. Again, those cables, electric cables, we talk about it. I don't like it anymore. It's just, I don't see the point when you can put them pretty much bury them in the ground, so you don't see them. Even if you have a storm and they don't get let's say cut or whatever, it's still a huge advantage, I would say. But yeah, not just the visual, but also the practical to have it buried. On the beach here is pretty interesting, it's nice. Being such a big island for such a small, again, almost 200,000 people, such a small population. It's actually a small population because we saw island with very, I don't know how much it was. I think it was like 5,000, 4,000, 2,000, 1,000, around that number. So very low population, and you can see they, when we look at that, those islands, the population still was present, very significant. So for almost 200, not 200, like 160,000 people here on the island, you will still see a lot. Even the numbers say maybe not that high. You're gonna see a lot of presence, so it's gonna be a bit chaotic, let's say. The bus station looks pretty good, and I use that metrics, let's call it like that. I think I started looking at that in Estonia when we were in Europe, how clean they were. And from there I say, okay, we're gonna look at the bus station when they have it, because that's gonna show how those people actually behave in society. And whoever has a nice clean bus station, usually population, it's well educated, I would say. Yeah, roads here pretty good, I have to say. I like it, nothing to complain about them. It is nice. Again, those cables with those poles with cables, it is what it is. But who knows, maybe in the future we're gonna see some improvement in that department. Cars here from 2024, again, those are Japanese. There's a Nissan, and this one I think it's still a Nissan, so they're using some Japanese car. Probably when you're gonna go in the north of the island, we're gonna see more American influence, probably. I'm not sure exactly. Who knows, maybe some military vehicle we're gonna see. But so far here it looks pretty okay. Especially this in the southern part of the island, which I think is not going to be that developed compared with the northern. I mean, I see more development in the northern part of the island, so I expect that it's going to have, let's say, the bulk of that 35, 36, how was GDP per capita around there is going to be spent there by the government, I would say. But even here in the south, roads looks pretty good. No garbage, no stuff like that. Bus station, pretty good again. Great place. So yeah, keeping that in mind when in those part of the state, let's call it, or the island, on every state, usually they get a bit neglected, but here it looks pretty good. Yeah, nothing to complain, definitely. So we're gonna see in more detail even those maybe it's a highway at their standards, I'm not sure exactly, but it looks great. Again, like I said, the small complaint that I have, which is maybe for all of them is gonna be nonsense, is those pole with cables. I would like to see them buried, so actually not see them. It's gonna look much better and much clean. It's gonna give that nice vibe. But again, maybe in the future they're gonna look into that, and they're gonna improve, obviously, because that's gonna be an improvement 100%. Yeah, here we have a 360 from above, from a drone, maybe no, just from the high point. Looks nice, looks good. 2015, so 10 years ago. Maybe they got some development working by now, but having that many, look at this, many 360s and those street views, we're gonna have a lot of data to see. So I'm not gonna stay that much in one region. I just try to move as fast as I can to the northern one, when there is gonna be, like I say, the bulk of the population, and hopefully much better. Let's look at the houses here. A better way of living, let's say, something like that. Here, yeah, I can see some American influence. House is pretty nice. Probably see as a private property, I believe. I'm not sure exactly. Very American thing. I don't find an American flag. That's interesting. They have water running, which is pretty good. Ooh, look at those cars here. We saw them. Those are 2 Corvettes, I think. I'm not sure exactly. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looks like Corvette to me. But clearly some American influence right there. And definitely right here, an American influence. Housing wise, yeah, not the greatest so far as I can see, but still, at least from the outside, maybe it looks one of those things that they're looking better than the inside. They're looking on the outside, but it is decent. It is good. I mean, it's okay. I can't complain. And if it looks even better on the inside, good for them. Yeah, so far it looks nice. The yards also really pretty good. Now they kind of packed up the grass here because probably they have turned their cars there, and I have no idea what they're doing with those junkyards here cars, but yeah, I can deduct points for that so far. We have to have more information on that to see exactly how those people live, but everybody seems to have a lot of cars in their yard, so now I'm not sure if those are pretty much junkyard cars. I think I'm not sure if there are a lot of people to living in a house, or just a person likes cars so much and decided to purchase multiple vehicles. It could be the case. I'm not sure. Here it looks pretty nice. I like it. Clean. I don't see. This is garbage here. I wanna. Maybe, yeah, it is a bit of garbage, but not something insane so far, at least. Roads here, yeah, not in a great shape, but still usable. Again, cables everywhere, just the way it is, I guess. And keep in mind, this is I don't want to see the poor side, but it is like a bit less developed, not that well integrated in the northern part, obviously. But here it looks pretty nice. I like it. Ooh, actually it's pretty good. Even this house, it needs some improvements, obviously. I mean, look at this, just not in the best shape, but I like the position. A bit too close to the street, I guess, but probably they don't have that much traffic there, so you'll be fine with that. Well, I'm not sure exactly what truck it is, but it looks interesting. Welcome to Mass Retail. Mass Retail. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. Road here is pretty good. This is how you park a car here, maybe. Not sure. Yeah, this house doesn't look that well. That one is just pretty much got dismembered. Let's call it like that. Yeah, okay, they're looking for shade for the car, so clearly the temperature here is gonna run insanely high. Here the housing doesn't look so well, I have to say. The car looks better than the houses for some reason, so they value more the car than the house. It is what it is. Some of them they look a bit better. This one, it's a lot of things going on in here, so yeah. But the yards looks, I mean, this one in the front, it looks pretty nice. I like it. I'm not sure if they use this so people cannot just park on their lawn. This is look like a bit like a Spanish influence to me, I have to say. And it's crumbling, so they didn't take that well care of that. We have some monuments here. It looks pretty clean overall, I have to say. Housing, yeah, they need clearly some improvement, but we're gonna move, like I say, up north and probably we are gonna see that improvement. Let's check this road here, how it's gonna be. Decent, we'll call it decent. Looks like one of those concrete roads, I guess. Looks like that to me, but clearly they have some age here, then they use it kind of a lot, so the damage is inevitable, I guess. I'm not sure exactly what's happened here. Maybe some, I don't think it's a water park. No, it's just a amusement park, something like that. Not that much interested. Here I want to check this is like a highway to me from above at least, but it's just one lane, so I guess not exactly a huge highway. Quite of the wind here. This is 2024, so very recently. Roads great here, obviously. Here on the bridge not so well, but yeah, it looks fine. Clearly very usable, no problem in that department. Now we're moving in the more center of the island. Let's check those houses here. We don't have every single street view, but we have a few, so actually can have some opinion. Now again, cars, clearly this is an expensive one. I'm not sure exactly how much it's gonna cost to buy a house here, but yeah, the cars are looking better than the houses so far. Not like the house, again, probably they're gonna look better on the inside, but it's definitely, it could be very well improved and pretty easy. I mean, just paint, probably some new windows, some sun blinders, all that stuff, new roof. It's gonna be expensive, but if you do it yourself, it's gonna be much cheaper. Yeah, here the road again pretty good. Some huge potholes there for whatever reason. This house, look, see, this one is pretty nice. Look at the yard, it's very nice. The house is also very decent maintained, at least. It does not look bad at all. It does not. So this is 2014. Ooh, quite a while ago, and you can see the differences between how these people live back then and now. Oh, it's just the same. Wow, look at this. That's some courage. Nobody has one shirt. Okay, the driver has a shirt on, but anyone else no shirt on. And this is 2014, so clearly simpler times. It was much simpler back then. Fortunately, we cannot go in that direction. Let me check this one. Okay, so now again 2014. I like the trucks here. Again, house is pretty big, but it feels for me like they spend more on the cars than actually on the house. Chevy trucks, clearly American influence. Trucks pretty much everywhere, you can see. This is pretty much you're gonna end up if you have Americans on your soil. You can end up with a lot of trucks. This house actually is pretty good. I kind of like it. Yeah, and this is 2014. I'm not sure you have recent images. Let me check. If you go again, you're gonna give us new images, or it's just the old ones? No, it's the old ones, but it looks pretty good. This street actually kind of like it. Yeah, I kind of like, look at this, it's a nice place to live. Now fences, this is 2014, keep in mind, and those car was probably brand new back then, just more than 10 years ago. Not those ones, but those ones definitely much newer. I say a lot of trucks. Just love trucks, Americans. It's just cannot, doesn't matter where they go, gonna have a truck there. Yeah, pretty good, I like it. Let me see this town, maybe it's more recently. 2014 again, so not that recent, but still. Hopefully now I say, because it could go either way. When I go to those old 360 Ganaseki, maybe they improve by now, but also can go in the opposite direction. Maybe they just let them like that, and now it just got even more damage. So you could go either way, but I'm optimistic. I'm gonna say always like, maybe they got better now. Yeah, somebody just cut the grass there. It looks fine. We have some 360 here. Not that many on the beach. Maybe I didn't look that hard for them, but it doesn't seem like they're gonna just pretty much jam them with them. Gonna have a lot of them. This one is a highway that goes, I guess, from the east to the west, and it looks pretty good so far. Okay, not that part right there, but it is decent. Not sure why they have that gravel there, but it is what it is. Some European cars also, but clearly an American influence 100%. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. Just go a bit on that part. Oh, let's check this one. Unfortunately, we don't have a 360 or street view on the street, just the highway. That's kind of sad. But I believe it's a highway or the main road, whatever you want to call it. It is what it is. Here they have some houses there, and clearly they tried to spell something here. Ooh, European cards, or what is that? I think it's a Jag. I'm not sure exactly. Oh, maybe it's not a Jag. And this is 2024, so very recently. I think the one from 2014 looks a bit better quality-wise than this one, but hey, it is what it is. This housing, yeah, a bit washed away, let's call it, the same looking. Maybe some military neighborhood, I'm not sure, but when pretty much build the same every single house, it just doesn't look that well, no matter what, how the house it is built, in my opinion. Again, on the beach, oh, we have a 360 here at least. So let's see how the water it is. Wow, it is pretty nice in here. Yeah, I like it. It's pretty nice. Okay, let's move a bit fast because I'm gonna make this video again way too longer. Those clearly American built houses are just the way they build. No matter what, you're gonna recognize that wherever you go in the world. It's the same way of building. Not a huge fan, not a big fan. We're gonna go in the US, we're gonna see what I'm a big fan and what I like to see. But this type of, I call it, usually I think the first time I see something like this was in Las Vegas. I wasn't there, just again on the maps. I was in Las Vegas, and it feels like every time I see this, it's just, oh, that's the Las Vegas style or American style, building those suburban neighborhoods. Doesn't look well in my opinion, but again, they seems to like it, so fine. Clearly a military US base. You can see here even the flag. You can see the flag, you can see the trucks, clearly American base. It's a naval base. I would say, okay, not a big one, but now I zoom out, I think, okay, it's a huge one. It's a huge military base here on the west coast. Yeah, it's on the west coast here. Probably the whole area, as you can see, don't have that many street views. It's gonna probably stop here, but the gate probably is gonna be, yeah, it looks like a gate there, see? Only authorized personnel can cross that, and probably again some another gate right here. As you can see, it is what it is, a parking lot, some construction there. Somebody have a 360 here. I'm not sure exactly how accurate it is there, but yeah, clearly you can see the vessels, the ships, military ships. Oh, that's because that I thought it's a monument. No, it's just not sure exactly what it is. But somebody make a 360 there. I think it was another one right here. Let's check this one too. Not sure again how they achieve that, how accurate it is, if it's exactly from that part. But it seems like it's pretty accurate, so yeah, I'm gonna take them. Unfortunately, I don't think, oh no, we have some, maybe they open up to the 360s, but say no street views, but 360 you can make in those monuments area. They have a dock here, flag. Doesn't seem to be too busy, but they have something there. Oh, they have something here. Yeah, it's not every day you can pretty much walk in a military base, even if it's from internet. It is something. They have even the air base here. Here probably when they keep on their trucks here, I guess. I think that when they pick the planes, but maybe not. I don't think we see planes. Oh no, I don't think we see planes. Okay, it doesn't look that much modernized, so maybe they don't use it that often, but hey, it is there, right? Okay, let's see the road here. Oh, we have some mountains there. I'm gonna check that too. Yeah, pretty good. Like I said, It's very, very usable. Again, 36, almost 36, 37,000 US dollar nominal per capita. It is quite a bit of money. And just, you're not gonna expect to see, I don't know, horrible things here. Like no roads whatsoever, no just abandoned houses left and right. Even though the population is going down by migration, at least, a lot of people choose to migrate somewhere else. Native population seems to be supported. Native population, the numbers of people that boarding there, I'm not sure exactly how they calculate it, if they consider even those born from the foreign parents. Somebody does, somebody else doesn't. It's a cemetery. This is the same American style building. Probably a gated community. Yeah, we can even check that. It is interesting. Yeah, so far, let's say good roads, check, they have it. Not great, but good roads, you know. I don't know what's happening here in this ring. Housing, well, yeah, they need some improvement in that department. Those probably are American built houses, or clean American style one. It's a different story. Again, maybe they build it from only for their personnel and not someone else. But you can see here, if you show me this picture right here, let me see. Right here, I would say definitely that's USA, that's America. The license plates, I'm not sure exactly because we can't see them. But if you show me that picture, I see the miles, I see the architecture, the way. I would say that's US. Clearly, it's just a US, let's say, territory or dependency, whatever we want to call it. But it looks very, very American to me. Again, I'm not sure if the local population can purchase or living in places like this. But for US personnel, definitely can, because they clearly build them for them. Even the cars, as you can see, very easy to see those, to spot those in USA very easily. So yeah, they have these nice resorts, maybe again just for the military, who knows, or maybe not, maybe even the locals can join it. I have no idea, but clearly they was built by them. Even though, look at this, exactly how they build, the same way American builds. Now, not always bad. This one here, I think they're just a bit jammed together, those houses. We can clearly have space, we can spread them a bit around. Yeah, maybe it's not gonna be the same economic efficient, but it's gonna look much better. So yeah, I am also a fan, especially when you have the space. It's better to spread around. Now those houses here, as you can see, maybe more native here, but again, they looks like an American suburbia style. So I'm not sure exactly where we're gonna see those native population, let's call it like that. I'm not sure exactly how many US military personnel we're gonna have here. They have here probably quite significant, especially with what's happened now in the region. But the population is growing, so who knows, maybe it's actually a pretty much majority US military personnel, who knows, or at least US citizenship. Again, who knows exactly, but what I'm here to do is to check how those people, no matter what they are, no matter where they come, living on this island. That's my interest right now. And I can see the roads are okay, housing, some improvement needed, but wow, that's a nice red Corvette right there. This is 2014, so in 2014 they have better quality. So who knows, those are actually made by a Google Street View, not sure exactly. Some of them looks again, housing, some of them looks pretty nice, roads pretty good. Again, it's not a bad place to live. It's gonna be expensive, definitely. There's no way you're gonna be living here on the cheap. Yeah, let's skip some areas because we can see that it's a lot to see here. So yeah, I'm not gonna make this video again 3 hours long, whatever. Housing, pretty good, even those one. Clearly, I don't think it's that much American influence here, as we can see with the other neighborhoods. Clearly more local influence, especially with this one. But yeah, pretty good. Pretty good also. A lot of trucks here. Trucks there. So yeah, they love trucks here. Maybe even the local population got switched to trucks. They have some cars also, but even European cars, a BMW X5 here. Those are expensive. Those are expensive here in Europe. And let me check something. This is made because they have that yellow strip right there on the front fender. This is made for the US market, for North American market. This is how you can recognize them. We don't have that in Europe. That's a implementation from the US government or North American highway, whatever they have there. Association, agency. Those are a bit more on modern houses. It looks nice. Clearly brand new. Looks great. And this is 2014. Whew. Wow, that's a huge land they have here. With an even bigger house. Maybe they're doing pretty well. They have that store. Ooh, BMW X6. Doors out. And this is 2014. Those were brand new back then. Okay. Those were brand new. Very expensive. So they're doing a pretty good living, some of them. Who knows? Maybe from locals, but probably from the US Navy. Who knows? Air Force, whatever. They're doing pretty well. What else can we see here? A bit I want to say jam it together, but it's happened quite a lot of things here. Roads, again, pretty good. Now the water, how they stay here, I don't like it that much. That's pretty much gonna damage the road much faster when you have that water infiltration. Clearly an American style, I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's a mall, it's a supermarket. What is it? Garage. Furniture. Okay, so pretty much a furniture mall, whatever. Look at this. The parking lot, it's bigger than the building itself. Very American thing. We have a nice beach here. Let's check this one. Actually looks pretty good from above. And pretty good here. I don't like those apartments, just not my style, not my way of doing things. Ooh, look at this. You have even, I'm not sure exactly what language is that, but they have a zoo nearby. Water pretty good. As you can see, very clean. Even the beach, okay, they have those people. They're gonna put the garbage here, and then they're gonna have a truck or whatever. Somebody's just gonna come and just pick them up. Pretty clean beach. It looks nice. Nothing to complain there. Let's check those 360. Maybe you can have one from above. Well, that would be great. Not exactly from above, but a bit in the ocean. Yeah, it looks nice. It looks nice here. I like it. I'm not sure exactly if you can make a vacation here in Guam as a civilian. Maybe you can. I'm not sure exactly. They're not going to be that only military personnel, but this one is kind of weird. How they just go in zigzag. Again, it looks very... that's a BMW. That's a European car. From above, it looked like a very American style of building. Here on the ground, again, wide roads. Those are a bit too wide, I would say. You don't need it to be that wide, especially for cars. It's a waste of money. And in my opinion, also doesn't look that well. Huge part of it, gonna absorb so much heat here. Oof. Not that many tall trees also can actually cope with that heat. Now here doesn't look that well. Who knows, maybe more of the local house. Some of them, again, a bit better, some of them a bit worse. It's a mixed housing market, let's call it like that. Clearly, this is an American one, how they look. Here, a bit more jammed together. Even that all jammed together. I mean, look at this. Look at this. So American. Wide roads. Every house pretty much the same. Every single lot, the land that they have, it's pretty much the same size. And no trees whatsoever. At least from above. Just no trees. Just only grass. You have grass, you have a lawn, you can motor it. No trees whatsoever. Maybe it's an American thing I didn't notice so far. They don't like that much trees. Probably they have a few of them, but clearly more it's better in this case, I would say. Again, for those watching, especially so far, I always go random on the map. I don't choose different spot. I don't going to look for a specific way to present, let's say, some videos say, oh, you present only the bad stuff, you don't even go to the good location. Well, I don't know what those good location are, I don't know what the bad location are also. You just go randomly on the map. The average of your country is like that, because that what I saw. So look at this huge car here, can barely fit. I don't think it's a garage, just pretty much, I don't know, under the roof. Yeah, some people at some point, probably we're gonna go to those main countries, more main countries, bigger and much more known. We're gonna go back in that problem and say, oh, you're gonna show the bad stuff, you don't show the good stuff. Well, I don't know which one of those are. I don't know good stuff where it is, I don't know bad fact where the bad stuff are. Just going randomly on the map, and that's the average of your country. It's not like we find in New Zealand, it's just we check and we can't find a bad neighborhood, or everything there looks great. Expensive, yeah, but they look great. It's just the way it is. Here a lot of cars, clearly very American things to do. It remembers more like a Spanish influence here, I would say, the way they look, but probably still American. A lot of cars. The garbage here, at least it's, you know, on the trash can side, so I can forgive that. Yeah, those grass doesn't look so well. Buildings a bit wash away, let's call it like that. A lot of dogs there on the loose. AC everywhere you look. That's very American, by the way. Ooh, a golf course, even more American. Here it's a international airport or wherever, and here we have another airport. Oh, actually I don't think it's a military, so you can actually see them close. So probably it was a military at some point and it got close. Who knows? It doesn't look that well maintained from above, I have to say, but maybe I'm wrong. This strip, it looks pretty new. Or maybe we have the old images, maybe, I'm not sure. But yeah, clearly it is still in use, I guess. Now I can see that. Pretty good, pretty good. Not that interested in those military spots. It just happened to be like one of those islands in the military, especially the US military. It's very influential. It is what it is. Those people just enjoying this a day at the beach. It looks nice, the water looks great. This is 2019, before pandemic, so not a worry in the world. Now probably a different situation even there. Ooh, look at those clouds here. Ooh, this is pretty much decent here. Oh, it's a nice place to be, and then boom, the storm is coming. Overall, I have to say a lot of American influence on the island, so I'm not sure exactly how much those people in Guam actually can look at them and say, okay, this is how their lifestyle is. Clearly got huge influence. And I'm not sure exactly where they stand in this category. It feels a bit like I'm still in the US wherever I go. It feels like that to me. A lot of community gated, so clearly those are just for the military personnel. What's happened here and here, so this northern part of the island, pretty heavily US presence. Let's check these ones here. Those fences doesn't look that well, I have to say. Road, again, not that well. I kind of don't like it. Just like this one, it looks a bit better. Even the house, even no fences. This one with the fences, just and maybe there are just multiple people living here. Obviously, I guess. Who knows? There are a lot of cars there. Even here, look at this. Like I said, maybe they like cars a lot here. We have, that's an expensive, very expensive car. This is April 2025, so very recently. 4 cars, and look how the house it looks. And when you have those, those, how they call, I even remember how they call it. Those grids on the windows, those bars on the windows. Clearly, you can have some problem with some crime rate there. Those cars. Yeah, abandoned here, doesn't look that well. Also, a washing machine, that's a very American washing machine, by the way. It's not front loaded that we have here in Europe, they load it from above, which is very American. This one, it's an expensive house here and it looks very nice with a Lexus. That's also American in France, even though it's Japanese car. Oh, we can see here, this is clearly American neighborhood. It's just, yeah, it looks like that. It looks like a cheap American. Clearly, look at it, not one tree. So they have all those, okay, they have those palm trees, but very small. Look at how bad it is. Can you imagine this one with huge tall trees? It's gonna look instantly much better. At least this is what I think. So it's another monument here. They have, again, American influence. Definitely it is very present there. I wish we can go to those small streets. You can see more. Yeah, here a lot of garbage. I don't like it. Just no, thank you. Look at this. Look at those roads. It doesn't need to. Look at the car. It could be one line and another lane, and that's it. You don't need to be that wide. That is definitely an American urbanization project. It's way too big. It just doesn't need to be that big. That's a lot of waste of money. You can make, if you make every single street like that, let's say, you can pretty much double your infrastructure if you just cut them in half. Look at this. You can have it just this part from 2 lanes, and that's it. In 2 ways, it's only you need 1 lane on each way. It's perfect. You don't need to be that wide. We're gonna go back in Europe at some point. You're gonna see a massive difference. Or you can check the other videos that I make in Europe and see it's huge day and night difference. And I think now, after, even when I was living in Europe, obviously I'm here in Europe, I always say, like, we have so narrow streets, I hate them. Now when I see those, I kind of start to like my narrow streets now. I think it's just better. Just, it's a waste of, look at this here, even this here. I mean, okay, this one, it's a bit manageable. Okay, this one I can live with that. But that one, you can see those huge ones, there's no way. That's some garbage here, I don't like it. I guess it is what it is. Fortunately, it's really recently made those street view, which is good. Overall, it doesn't look bad. It looks 35,000 per capita. Maybe not. But in the medical system, yeah, that doesn't look great either. Clearly, for the military personnel, obviously it's going to be a different story, obviously. But here, maybe this is how the motivated native population. Let's say the main population. I don't know how to call it. Probably they got so much American influence for such a long time. I don't know. I'm not sure if you can actually separate from the American. This looks like a more European house, except the garage. The garage is probably twice as big as it needs to be. From a European perspective, I like a big garage because you can do a lot of things, so I'm not against that, but just give you some insight from Europe. Housing actually looks pretty good. I like it. Oh, look at this. Sun is also nice. Those fences, not a big fan anymore. It just feels like, again, like a waste of money to me now. But it looks pretty good. A lot of junk cars for whatever reason. It's just probably they don't have a system to dispose them. I'm not sure, but to me it looks like they have a lot of junk cars there. A lot. Private property probably says right there on the map. This house actually, you see, that's a nice house. You don't need multiple story house. It looks very nice. Now I'm not sure about this pole here, but that house, kind of like it. Yeah, I like it. A lot of things going on in here. Roads pretty good. Just get off those cables, put them on the ground, and you already improve. Put some lines on the road, you already improve. Put some tall trees, you already improve. And have a better building code, and you can have a pretty nice base to start. It's pretty good. Dominoes, very American thing. I can see the license plate. I don't think they have some Guam license plates. I don't think I'm like California or something like that. That's very American. Yeah, clearly very American cars at some point. Probably gonna see some Europeans too, but not that much. Just luxury Europeans mainly. It's not gonna see a lot of Peugeots or Citroën or Renault, pretty much French cars on this island. So yeah, it's not New Caledonia, but New Caledonia look better, and I'm not sure exactly, but I think they have the same GDP per capita. I don't remember exactly, but you can check that. And yeah, look at this, how many garage you need for a car. And that look much better, I have to say. It look better. Even though they say they have cheaper car, they feel like there were more new cars there, and the way they living was better. So you can see, you can compare, I would say, New Caledonia with Guam from this urbanization looking, and I think that was better. So you can see European influence with an American influence comparison, and I think the European kind of won there easily. But I don't remember exactly it was the same GDP per capita. I know it doesn't mean the total story, just GDP per capita be the same, not even close, but it just tell you something, I would say. Wow, it's a nice place to be here. Yeah, I think US. I am curious when you're gonna go to US in every single state, how I'm gonna change, because you change your mind, you change the way you see things after pretty much visiting all the countries in the world, and I still like so far the American style until a point. Obviously, I don't like everything about that, but it, at least from when I start this series of videos, I kind of like it more and more here in Europe now, even though we have a ton of problems, and hopefully we're gonna fix that in the next, I don't know, 10-15 years. Now I can see it is better. It is better here so far, but we're gonna see. We're gonna have a lot to check. We cannot finish yet, especially when I go to every single state of the US and Africa. In Africa, more or less, we're gonna see poverty with the US. I would like a comparison, a showdown, I would say, between US and Europe, in every state, in every country, not just the rich one, not just the poor ones, just an average, let's say, how those, from the urbanization, I would say, stand, not just economic and all that stuff, that's a different story. Just how those people, like I said, this is the main of it, how those people actually live in those countries, because you can have a lot of stories, like everyone in America lives like a king. Well, it's not the case. Everyone in New Zealand, they live like a king. Well, they have good neighborhoods and all that stuff, but also very expensive. Makes sense until a point, I guess. Probably with the new technologies that we're gonna have in a near future, the situation, it is gonna change. That's why I still believe it's gonna be 100% now, even those left parties kind of go on board with the mass deportation and stop the migration. So we're gonna see huge differences between how we live here in Europe. Most likely we're gonna have much more accessible neighborhoods and much nice place to live for much cheaper. I truly believe in that. So, but again, it's not gonna happen overnight, obviously. But the people here, they're gonna see huge differences in their life. Like I say, in the next 10-15 years around that. It's gonna be even better and better, 100% that. Wow, look at the many cars. I like cars a lot, but I don't like to see them pretty much everywhere. I mean, in New Caledonia, I think you just keep your car inside and you don't need that many cars in the first place. Here, yeah, I kind of tired to see so many cars. What's happening here? Why do they have so many 360s here? Oh, they make one in every single room, so probably a real estate agent tried to sell this place or rent them or whatever. Not sure exactly if it's exactly from that point, but still. Yeah, a lot of cars. It's just, it doesn't look that appealing now. House needs some paint. Not sure exactly how the weather it is, but I guess they don't go below freezing. Maybe just very rarely. I'm assuming now. Wow, that road needs some improvements. Now this one, not exactly very narrow, but also a bit wide, so it's gonna be more expensive to pave again. See, that's why. We have a bit narrow roads, it's gonna be cheaper, you're gonna take much better care of them. And they seems to have a lot of trucks, again, very American thing, so usually they are heavier than let's say a car like this, the regular cars, so that is gonna put more damage, more pressure on the road, and they're gonna damage that road much faster. I would say, especially here in Europe, a different way of taxation cars. For the road tax, I would put them by the weight, not by the power of the car. It doesn't make sense to put by the power of the car to me, especially using the road. How much weight you put on the road, you put the more weight you're gonna put on that road, the faster it's gonna go. It's gonna last. So it's gonna fast. The faster it's gonna get destroyed. It's not gonna last that longer, and you're gonna pay a bit more than someone who have, let's say, a car between I don't know, 1 ton and 1.5 ton, something like that. If you put a 2 tons car on the road, you're gonna put much more damage than a guy who has just 1 ton of the car. Makes sense to me. Makes sense in Europe. Hopefully someone is gonna think of that and change it. And with that also, it's gonna force the manufacturing to build lighter cars. And the lighter cars, when it's gonna consume less, it's gonna handle better. That's also nice performance. You're not gonna need that a huge engine, so you can put, let's say, especially from the petrol perspective or even diesel, you can put less powerful cars and less powerful engines and have the same performance or even better, better fuel efficiency. And because you have a not so powerful engine, you can make it simpler and make it more reliable at the same place and cheaper, because probably not going to use turbochargers, or you're not going to use direct injection or that stuff. So there is only to win from that light cars. That's what I like about the cars. The first thing, look at how light the car it is. If it's a light car, it's gonna use less fuel. It's gonna pretty much be very efficient, fuel efficient car. So you're not gonna need all that nonsense stuff under the hood to make that car efficiency, which is most of the case and even a lie at some point. But yeah, that's a different discussion. So yeah, that's I would say a main difference in mobility between Europe and the US. And with the electric cars that are coming, but probably a mass adaptation of the electric cars is gonna take like 25 years, so we're gonna have to wait for that. Yeah, I kind of like it in Guam. I think we saw enough. Very American, I would say. Probably the most American thing that I saw so far outside the US. It is good. Roads, again, good. Some places, yeah, look better than others. With the garbage, maybe some slight problems, not huge ones, but yeah, I would like to see some improvement in that. I don't see the point of this fence, just wasted money at this point. Just anybody can jump that very easily, and what's the point of that? Just why? Keep the animals out or in? Not sure exactly. Feels like for me it feels like a waste of money. You can use that money to just maintain the house better or improvement. This is my way of thinking, especially in this place. Maybe they have some high crime rate, but again, that's a small fence. It's not gonna keep anyone outside that fence. Yeah, overall I would say pretty good. Pretty good. I like it. Now going there, not that high on my list. Probably again the New Caledonia still I think is better in this region. I don't think I find something better than that so far. I don't remember it at least. But yeah, it's kind of the same thing in this region, except like those places, those states, those countries, those territories with huge influence from Europe and or US. There we're gonna see different story. But yeah, it is pretty nice, I say. Yeah, I guess that was Guam. I don't think we missed anything. Oh, we can check those 360 here. Yeah, not sure it's a military base, but again, very, very United States looking. They have some football fields here, American football and European one, or international one, whatever you want to call it. Here there are definitely housing for military personnel. Not having that many 360s and or street views clearly suggests that's again a gated community, whatever you want to call it. Only authorized personnel allowed. As you can see here, we have this gate. Yeah, definitely they are not allowed to go there anyone who wants. Looks pretty good. Yeah, clearly a very important military headquarters. Look at this, especially like I said with what's happening with China. Extremely important. It's just extremely important for them. So yeah, they're gonna keep maybe investing, improvement, maintain it. So a lot of money is going to be put here. Probably a lot of that GDP per capita. It is coming, let's say, because of the American influence and interest in the region. For some reason, I don't see it. If they decided to pull out of the Guam, which I don't think never gonna happen, not in my lifetime at least, probably gonna see immediately a drop in that GDP. But yeah, that's a different discussion. So yeah, Guam, pretty good. Again, very American. I'm not sure exactly if you want to go there in vacation. If you're not, let's say, in the military, maybe you wanna be stationed there if you're in the U.S. military. But yeah, I still believe like where it was New Caledonia right here, it's better. Okay, it's a kind of huge distance between them, not exactly a great comparison, but I still think that the best representation is still here, even though expensive and all that stuff. Probably Guam is going to be the same story. If you're living in Guam, or clearly you're American, if you're in a military and stationed there, please just give us more information how things are really out there, and how was your experience, pretty much. Yeah, so check the other videos, and see you next time.